Hello, everybody. It's Ryan from Pi Records, and I'm here with the fabulous people from Sheverb. How are you guys?
Excelente.
Wonderful.
Hi.
So you guys are in Austin, Texas. A lot of good stuff coming out of Austin, Texas, from Corpus Christi all the way to Austin. What's it like in the scene there right now?
Sure, there's lots of live music going on. We just had Levitation here, which is a big psych rock festival put on by the Black Angels, if you're familiar with them. And that was a weekend of bands from all over the world coming to play weirdo psychedelic music. And then this weekend we had Fest. When we played that was a all-day festival focused on female rock for the Girls Rock Austin organization here in Austin. Oh, obviously it's in Austin. I can say that one more time.
Austin scene is popping for sure, and it seems like the floodgates have fully opened post COVID-ish.
Oh, good.
Means. And a ton of live music, and people are, it's kind of overwhelming after a long pause of not being so spread thin with the live gigging, and now all of a sudden it's just going bonkers at all the venues. But I think that Austin's surf scene could be stronger. I don't know. There's a lot of rock and roll, psych rock. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff happening here, but the psych rock bands are few and far between. We've got a few buddies in San Antonio and in other Texas. There used to be a surf night that happened monthly here, and we used to get called in to play that because we were kind of the surf adjacent band. Hard to have a whole night constantly of all really straight, pure surf, even though that's a huge influence, I think, for all of us. But yeah, pure surf is not the most happening thing. So if anyone's hearing this and wants to bring it to Austin, we're doing our best to hold it down and use more.
There's a huge element of Western music in your songs, and very mellow, but still kind of powerful. Where do you draw your inspiration for that?
Thanks. Well, have to start that conversation with Ennio Morricone. Going down some deep rabbit holes of spaghetti Western soundtracks was a big part of the foundation of Sheverb. Zena and I started this project about 5 years ago. Yeah. And we were kind of going for some kind of surfy spaghetti Western, Dick Dale meets Ennio Morricone kind of a thing. Since those early days, I think the influences have kind of branched out to include a lot more, which makes the music more fun and interesting to play and write, I think, as a musician. But I love that the people are still hearing spaghetti Western influences in it. Braden jokes with me all the time that perhaps I've gotten too close to spaghetti Western music and I can't really even identify what that means anymore. So if we sound like it, then that makes me happy.
Good. Before we go any further, I should have done this in the beginning. Just introduce yourselves and what instruments you play.
My name is Betty Benededley. I am co-founder of Sheverb and currently guitarist.
I am Zena Ocasio, the other co-founder, and I am the drummer.
And I'm Braden Guess, and I play lead guitar.
Awesome. I'm guessing the bass player is in here tonight.
No, she's at work.
We have 2 full-time active members of Sheverb that couldn't make this chat today, or I should say they might show up in the middle of it.
It's a 5-piece.
Lainey Smith, yes, it's currently a 5-piece. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Lainey Smith on bass, and then we have James Ruthless Mescal. They do trumpet, auxiliary percussion, flute, in one of our tracks, Sunrise on Cohia. And they're always threatening to bring more instruments into the mix. So who knows what they'll
There's
bring next.
there's always one guy or one gal in the band who knows like a ton of instruments and is willing to bring them into the mix. I love that.
Nope.
Uh,
do
so,
too.
so you did Fest. Are you guys planning on going further out? Maybe south a little bit, or I guess for you it's west. There's a town over there. I can't remember the name of it, where there's a couple of bands, maybe playing with them.
Yeah, we're currently booking a February tour that will take us through the Southwest. The furthest point will be Southern California, kind of LA, Joshua Tree, Salton Sea, San Diego area, and then we'll loop on back. We love playing New Mexico, Arizona, West Texas. That's kind of been our little loop of choice that we've hit a few times. And you really can't beat the ambiance and environment of the deserty Southwest for this music. It always feels real good playing out there.
Do you so you'll be in San Diego proper?
That's the plan.
Yeah, we haven't finalized the show there yet, but we are looking for a venue.
We're working with our good friend Britt of Copperwire Productions, who's doing booking this tour for us. Thank you, Britt. If you hear this, you're an angel and taking a whole lot of the legwork off our plate. So I'm not even totally sure where we're all booked yet for tour, and that makes me really happy.
Awesome. When you're in San Diego, look up Clint Beechwood or find him on Facebook. He's got a radio show at San Diego State University, at college radio, but he does a podcast as well. And he's a big supporter. I don't know if you know him, but you should see if you can visit him while you're out there.
Cool.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
recommendation.
Yeah, definitely. And anything to kind of connect the dots, you know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah. We recently on our last tour played Durango, and that was the first show I think we had played where we had a pretty solid connection with local independent and college radio stations. And man, it just made such a difference. It was like a very electric show because they had been rocking our music on the independent airwaves there for a while. So it's so incredibly helpful for aspiring artists to find those kind of like indie media gatekeepers such as yourself. Really, thanks for having us on to
thank
help
you.
kind of get out there in the world.
Yeah, it's nice when you can you have something recorded that you can send ahead of time, play it a little bit, then you show up and people know who you are and like, oh, there's that band that Clint's been playing.
Yeah. Yep, that's our goal. We're working on it. More radio DJs all time.
There's also one in Canada, Shaking Cats Radio. They're great.
Chicken Cats.
Shaking Cats,
Did
you know them?
Chicken Cats.
Shaking Cats.
Shaky Cats.
Oh damn. Shaken Cat. I heard chicken cats and I got it.
It's my accent.
Well, she's also kind of crazy chicken lady. So
I think people say chickens all the time.
So as soon as I found you on Facebook, I stumbled across your Facebook page and it was instantly drawn to the name because it's so clever. And then once you hear the music, it all makes sense. But whose idea was that? Who's going to take credit for that?
hi.
Awesome.
Can I the story? So the story is that when we were first starting to try to dream up a name, Betty and I kept going, we should just name the band She Loves Reverb. And Betty was like, no. And so then I was like, okay, let's just get rid of the loves and just make it Sheverb. And and at first Betty was like, I don't know about that, but then like within like 3 days she was like, yes, that is our name, exactly, Sheverb.
Yeah. I remember saying it to my dad when we first were coming up with it, and he got it immediately. Oh, ladies of Reverb, Shever got it. And I was like, okay, if dad gets it, everyone's gonna get it.
Yeah, I thought that,
Go for it.
that's, I mean, in the past year, that's the top of the names of the bands I've interviewed. I'm not lying. I'm not lying.
Right.
It's really clever, and like when somebody hears that, I can imagine them just looking you up as soon as they hear Sheverb. It's that compelling, I think.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
So I want to talk a little bit about your your album that you put out, or the EP. Throughout, there's like a progression that goes through it. Starting from like a Western feel, but then you add some like fuzz guitar, like towards the middle. Tell me about why you incorporate fuzz. Is it the psychedelic thing you were talking about?
Why do you include fuzzy?
I feel like you're more the ambassador of fuzz.
I am. All right, as Sheverb's ambassador of fuzz, I will take that question. I mean, the truest answer is I just start drooling over that tone. It's a couple of Earthquaker devices, pedals that I got really, really hooked on that have helped kind of make the Sheverb tone that I contribute. I have a semi-hollow body, and Braden plays a solid body, and so we get kind of like a lot of really fun different guitar tones that blend together in cool ways. And I feel like a lot of that really, really whack, spaced out, fuzzy, feedbacky stuff just has naturally been coming out of that Epiphone Wildcat and the Earthquaker devices. But I love that you commented on what a progression you hear in the album, because you know, it was an experimental recording process. We went out to Bombay Beach, this weird little semi-abandoned seaside town with nothing really written. We wanted to intentionally write the music and kind of make it of the adventure and of that place out there. And so we didn't really know what was going to happen. It could have been an EP, it could have been a single, but it quickly started morphing into like a full-on concept album. And it really, we felt like the songs in the order we put them in kind of helped tell a story, took you on a journey. Braden took all of those field recordings that are kind of sprinkled in, the chihuahua barking and some beach waves, and what else made it in there?
Train.
Yeah.
Train.
Big old train.
We never got coyote howls.
But we did get chihuahuas, a rooster,
Oh yeah.
foot walking for all the hiking adventures we went on.
Yeah. Well, and then we decided to put out a version of the album that is one single continuous track, that full experience that kind of forces listeners to go on that start to finish album listening, deep listening experience. And Braden threw in a few extra field recordings, if I'm remembering correctly, into the full experience. So if you are digging that music and you really want to do the full sonic journey from start to end, I would recommend throwing on that full experience version. It's like a continuous 55-minute or whatever track of the album.
Wow.
You can also obviously listen to your favorite songs piecemeal. We did it that way too, so that you have your options for your listening experiences.
It sounds like you're, like you said before, you're very much into the soundtrack aesthetic. And
Yes.
have you looked into maybe doing some backing music for film or TV?
Yes.
Absolutely.
If you know anybody, if anybody's watching, please get in touch with us.
We are on the hunt for some sync licensing. We've always wanted to do some kind of like guerrilla music scores live kind of a thing.
Yeah.
In addition to having some sync licensed placements. And we're currently in the writing process right now and putting together our next collection of songs that will be recorded in February, March. And it's getting very cinematic, very original score composition kind of feeling stuff. So
I
In
can't wait
fact,
to
when we
hear it.
were first starting to talk about what we wanted to do with the new music, we sat down and did a word association and kind of like what are the things that we want to include in the music, and one of the big top words was cinematic. So
Yeah, you could definitely hear the scope in your music. It's definitely got a lot of room in there.
cool. Thank you. I'm delighted to hear that. You hear that?
I hope
we
that's
do
what
that on
you're-
purpose.
I hope you do. Oh,
Yes,
good,
for sure.
good. Oh, so I'm not nuts.
No,
Well, maybe,
I mean,
Maybe.
but
you're
not
not-
not based on that.
So, that's very exciting. That you intentionally are going for a cinematic approach. There are a lot of independent artists or a lot of independent filmmakers who look to independent artists for music to score films. I know Art Bursell of Music Recordings has some experience with getting some bands. He may be able to help you. I certainly can't. I have reached out to people, but I've heard nothing back. But he has some experience with that. I know Eddie from Lost Street Jackets has had his
Yeah.
and he said he was sitting in his living room one time and a commercial came on and his music was playing. He didn't even know that it was being used for that. Yeah,
Whoa.
imagine that.
Whoa. Wow. The closest I think Sheverb got, we got a check. I don't know if I'm supposed to say how much.
no.
It wasn't that much, but we got a check from
Toyota
Mexico
Mexico.
for considering a Sheverb song in a truck commercial, I think.
Yeah.
That's
We were all
awesome.
chuckling over that. Like, I don't even know how. Well, Zena's really good at the business end of stuff, and she's got us in some sync licensing libraries, and it still seems like it's very much a game of like meeting the right person at the right
Yeah.
time, involved in the right projects. But Zena just pick up a lot of the legwork to put us out there in the right music libraries and stuff. So every once in a while we get a weird message like that, like Toyota Mexico is considering using Sheverb in a truck commercial.
That's awesome. And Mexico's hardcore surf fans down there all over.
We keep wanting to do Mexico tours. This is a little bit more fuel for that fire.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh yeah, Mexico City. Everybody goes to Mexico City. I would love to go there just
Always
to see
wanted
the
to.
architecture.
Yeah, totally.
I've always wanted to visit Mexico City.
Yeah, it's when I see movies that has Mexico City, and I know I'm not seeing the whole picture. I know it's much more than that, and I would love to go see that. Go a little south, see the pyramids and things like that. So, is there anything you're working on other than the tour and the writing of the new album? Maybe are you working on a website, or where can people find you on Bandcamp, Facebook, Instagram?
All of those.
Yeah.
We are on Bandcamp, Facebook, and Instagram. I've been contemplating adding us to TikTok.
Oh,
So far we haven't dipped our toes in.
You should get your music on there, because then you get a lot of hits.
Yeah, I've been watching the music bands on TikTok, and there's some pretty interesting strategies being deployed that I think we could really
Yeah.
log into.
Yeah, definitely. My kids are all about it, but I know nothing about TikTok. I tried and I failed.
Yeah, Yeah, it is definitely a younger person's platform.
Yeah, there's a few more exciting things that I don't think anything we are supposed to talk about publicly yet, but some fun magazine features, and there should be some exciting things leaking out from Sheverb over the next couple of months for sure.
Maybe a
Excellent.
generator show in the desert.
Ooh, that's awesome. Well, you know, a couple of bands did that and then released live records of this, like
Yeah.
Joshua Tree.
Totally. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah, we're
that.
big fans of doing weird generator shows out in that part of the country. We did one. Actually, the first time we really played the Bombay Beach album material out to a super public audience was at a little renegade camp out guerrilla style off a generator on the backside of Slab City. We made a new friend, a stranger who had a generator. We showed up with gear. There was a lot of weirdos running around on motorcycles and blown up cars and stuff like that. And
Awesome.
we brought the we'll send you some really fun video footage we got of that weekend. Someone had a
cool.
drone out there that just took fabulous photos. I wasn't super into all the documentation in the moment that it was happening, but having it after the fact has been pretty amazing because it was like a once in a lifetime kind of an
Yes, it
experience.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, generator shows in the desert, guerrilla renegade style is the Sheverb flavor for sure.
Awesome. Is there anything that we didn't touch on that maybe you wanted to talk about, announce? Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. Are you putting your music out yourself?
It's a great question.
We are currently up to. We put out the single. We put out the single with Sunrise Records, right? We did a single with the label, the progressive rock label out of Peacock Sunrise. That's the name of the
Yeah.
label.
We've done both. We've done outside stuff. We've done independent stuff. There's advantages to both for sure. And obviously, depending on what label you pair with makes a huge difference. Also, I think our approach for this next one is that we're going to write and record it first, exactly how we want it to be, and then shop it around and see if it fits with any labels catalogs. But in the future, we definitely have some stuff we want to do with a label called Desert Records. They're based out of Albuquerque. Really awesome guys. They do all kinds of stoner doom metal kind of stuff. I have a solo project under Betty Benededley that's signed with Desert Records right now.
Okay.
But we're not sure what who's going to sign Sheverb next, or if we want to just go the independent route for this next stuff. We will see.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for your time. I really had fun talking to you and getting to know you because when you hear a good band and you have good people behind it, that just makes it all that more special.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us and find. Oh, I wanted to ask you, how did you find our music?
How did I find your music? Somebody, I think DJ Dottie, played you guys. And I was going through the list of everybody she played, and I was just sending messages to everybody. And I saw Sheverb. That was the first one I hit.
Cool.
So I went right to your page, checked it out. I thought the what's it, the cover photo up top on the Facebook page, I thought that was amazing. And it was
Sweet.
I don't know who took that picture, but it was perfect.
I think that's a video still from the video for Buried in the Sand, the opening track off of Once Upon a Time in Bombay Beach.
Yeah, it's
So the
perfect.
photo would have been taken by James Parker.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
I'm
We'll
gonna
pass along a compliment.
I'm gonna use that as the thumbnail for the YouTube video
Great.
Awesome.
because it's a real attention grabber. So I guess we'll leave it there, but I thank you so much. Have a great evening.
you.
Well, you're like 2 hours behind us, so it's still afternoon there, right?
It's 4.
It's 4.
Oh, it's 4,
That's
okay,
still
it's-
kind of my breakfast. I'm drinking coffee, to be honest.
Well, thank you very much for having us
Yeah.
on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. Cheers. And till next time.
Oh, hit me up when you have something you want to announce. We'll get together and chat again.
Okay,
Awesome. Thank
awesome.
you. Appreciate it.
All right, have a great day.
Bye.